butter and bacon grease. That's the secret. You gotta have pots that, oh, there's no tiny girls here in Louisiana.
Hey everybody, it's good to be with you again. Susan and I, she's on the camera, we're down in New Orleans and for the weekend, and we are with our very best friends, Michael and Linda. And I love coming because the food in New Orleans is great, and this gal has taught me a lot of how to cook, particularly like your roux and all that kind of stuff, and she's given me so much advice over the years, and I love coming. She's a great cook. I mean, she needs her own video, but I want to introduce her to you. This is Linda, there you go. And Michael and I have been colleagues for about pastor colleagues for over 40 years. Oh, good Lord. We knew each other before. Right. Michael and I knew each other when we were yet teenagers, when we were young, before we were married, by the way.
Of course, I was just in the nursery.
You were in the nursery. No, that's right. But he got the best gal in the world right here. And
the best cook.
The best cook, for sure. Absolutely.
Thank you, Susan.
And tonight we're at their house. Because they're doing a birthday party, their oldest son. Listen, here's why I'm on here. She cooked a gumbo, seafood gumbo, and oh my Lord, she got some of it done and prepared last night, and I wasn't here. But I asked her to walk us through a little bit, and maybe one day I'll have the courage to do it at home myself. By the way, this is a gumbo. Do you ever do the jambalaya?
Oh yeah.
You do the jambalaya?
I do jambalaya. I haven't done etouffee. It's a lot of steps, of course. Yeah. And of course you can simplify anything, but the gumbo has been a thing that's been passed down in my family for a long time. Yeah. And of course, you add your own little thing. That's what happens and what makes recipes special. Yeah. And so yeah, I'm more than willing to share with you.
I've done an etouffee before, actually. Okay. Yeah, and it came out great. I actually, but you're right. It's like a whole day. I mean,
it's involved.
It's very involved. But this is not as involved then.
No, well, you can make it more involved, but I have learned to do it this way so that it takes me, a good while, but it doesn't take all day.
So what did you do last night?
Okay, so last night, well, we actually had to start on Wednesday.
Oh my Lord, did you really?
Yeah, well, because, down here we get the best fresh seafood. I mean, it comes straight from the dock. Me and my husband, although this time Michael did all of the peeling of the shrimp. And so we have, 6 pounds of raw shrimp from the Gulf. And and this is some of it. I put some of it into the thing last night because in this part of the world we layer flavors. Even the seasonings. You talk about the Trinity, which is celery, peppers, and onion. Lots of onions. I love onions.
Oh, I do too.
So you don't put it all in at once. Put it in, let it get mingled together, and then you might throw some more in midway through because that's going to disintegrate because it's going to cook in the pot and it's going to get so hot.
Yeah.
Right. And so with this, there's a couple of steps. You got to get everything peeled. I don't do I don't go buy the boiled crabs, which are excellent when you do that. Yeah. If you've never tasted Louisiana boiled seafood, you haven't lived.
No, that's right.
Boiled seafood down here
with the corn on the cob thing and the and the andouille sausage.
Anything down here, and everybody has their own twist on boiled crawfish and shrimp But it's made pretty hot. You can make it as hot or not as you want. But I don't get the boiled crabs only because to me it's a little bit more work. Plus, people who are trying to eat the gumbo, it's more work for them. Yeah. I buy the easy way out. Here,
you want the crab meat?
Yeah, I buy already.
It's fresh.
Yes, it's fresh, picked crab meat, and this is Louisiana. They picked it for me. Be careful because that one's full. Oh, yeah. They picked this one straight up for me, and it is jumbo lump. Mm-hmm. You can get claw meat. It's the dark meat, but it's not that I don't like it because I love it all. But it's the shells get caught.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing worse than enjoying and then finding you have to spit something out. Yes. So if you get the jumbo lump, you're going to pay just a little bit more, but it's the best. always try to get, wherever you are, get the freshest of whatever.
Yeah. But even here now, this is expensive stuff.
Yes, we won't talk about that.
No, but look at, so if they're up north, they just do the best you can. Go to your fishmonger or whatever and just see what they got. Listen, you make enough of this, you can have it for days and weeks.
Oh, yeah. I made more than I usually make. And so it will either be, to-go boxes for people, or I'll put it in the freezer.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And by the way, what do you put it over just to put to the end? Do you usually make some rice and put it over rice?
Yeah, you can put it, it's always rice. And if you'll learn, in Louisiana, rice is the staple. Not noodles, it's rice. And they'll do it all kinds of different ways. I do my rice with chicken broth because it gives it
a little flavor.
Yeah, it gives it a little flavor, a little bit richer. Yeah. But you can do brown rice, white rice, wild rice. There's all kinds, but most everybody does white.
Let me ask you this: do you save the shrimp peelings for a broth?
I don't, but that is a very good point. If you were talking to Chef Prudhomme, he would tell you, who was a famous chef from and a Louisianian, and he would tell you absolutely you don't throw anything away.
No, that's right.
And you boil that, and that's where you get the broth. I use chicken broth mixed with just water, but seafood stock is what it's called.
Yeah.
And stock always makes everything richer.
Yep.
You do that, and then you put it in ice cubes, stick it in your freezer, and you pop it in anything you want.
I did the same thing with chicken stock, and I do that. The bones, the parts of the celery you're not going to eat, throw it in the freezer and bring it out when you're going to make stock. Same with this.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so you started with the roux, basically, didn't you?
Yes, I started with the roux. It's been in the fridge, so it hasn't. I haven't warmed it yet.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks different. Here, let me grab a spoon.
Go ahead.
In here, and but it's
look at how thick that is.
Yeah, it's kind of thick because I made it a little bit thicker. I always start first with a half a cup of flour.
And how much butter?
And butter. I use about a half a stick of butter and about a half a cup of bacon grease, girls.
Come on.
And guys,
right.
you got to get the good bacon, and you're going to fry that up, and then save that. Yeah, and all the renderings that are in the pan, just throw it in there.
You got one just like, did I buy this for you?
Oh.
No, you saw hers, and
Yeah.
then you bought one.
That's what it was. I got one just like this.
I know.
And you know what? I got my mother one like this too.
Oh, it's great.
The bacon grease goes in here, folks, and it stays near your stove because you're going to use it all the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's, there's no tiny girls here in Louisiana. Now, you get your little whisk, and you're going to be doing a roux on the side when you start.
In a different pan.
Yes, and then you're going to have a pan like what I got
pot,
here,
yeah.
a pot, and you're going to put in that. You're going to put your all of your onion, your celery, or whatever you're putting in. I don't add green pepper to mine to this, but I take it and I put it all in there. And you also get you a big bag of okra, frozen okra.
Yep.
I don't do the fresh just because it's more work.
It's work.
So I put the okra in, and I also take about 3 pounds of sausage. Now you can do whatever you want.
What kind of sausage do you use?
I use the Hillshire.
And the andouille?
I don't use andouille because there's a couple of people in the family that
They don't like it.
They can't handle it. Yes, but the andouille.
Too spicy.
Yeah, anything that's too spicy, I have to be careful. I have to kind of, monitor that.
Okay.
So I take it, but you throw that, cut it into nice size, bite-sized pieces. Put it in there. You're going to be stirring. You're going to also add like a teaspoon of vinegar because it'll help cut the slime.
Oh, I did not know that. With the okra.
Yeah, no water. No water.
And no butter. You're not doing it in...
Oh, I do put a little more butter in there. Gotta have butter.
Yeah.
Butter.
Do you put any of the bacon grease in?
It's butter and bacon grease. That's the secret. And you put it in the back, and you on a slow flame, and you're going to be stirring that while you're also never leaving that roux. If you leave the roux,
you're done. It'll burn.
It'll burn. It definitely will burn. And I told Jerry that I can't tell you an exact measurement of flour or oil, or what I use, and I never use the oil, girls. I'm sorry. If you want it to taste good, it's got to be butter or bacon grease or both. So you put it in there and keep stirring it. You want it to come out to like a pecan color.
Like a pecan nut color?
Yes.
So it's sort of a brownish,
Yeah,
but lighter, not
a little bit lighter than
than a dark chocolate, let's say.
Right. Some people are really good. They can get that dark brown.
I've seen them do it.
Yeah,
they just stir all. They don't quit stirring.
Even to the pecan stage, I had to go 45 minutes. Now that's because another thing that you should invest in is good pots. You got to have pots that. Oh, I forgot I had that. That was hot. That was the first blonde mistake.
There we go.
All right, so you got to make sure that the base of the pot has a good bottom. If you buy the cast iron skillets, that's another secret. A lot of people.
That's what I use.
Yeah, a lot of people. Mine's not big enough.
Oh.
And so, but I got to get one because that'll keep it even.
Yeah.
You got to have a thin bottom pot to do a roux is hard.
It doesn't do it. No, it burns too fast.
It burns too fast. It doesn't cook the way it should.
Yeah.
So you do that. You're gonna put in a can of like 10 ounces, I think it is, of tomato puree.
Yeah.
It's hard to find that lately.
I
So
know.
if you can't find it, you can use one small can of tomato paste and then a 10-ounce can of tomato sauce. But try to get the tomato puree. It's in between a paste and a sauce.
And this is why right there you should be having a good pantry with your stuff. Stop, 5-6 cans of that. Yeah, shortage
Because
comes.
you're going to make gumbo at least once a week.
Once a year.
Yeah, usually twice a year I make it. All right, so you're gonna put your tomato paste after the roux is perfect. You're gonna put your tomato paste in the roux. You're gonna pour some hot water or the hot chicken broth, and you're gonna stir it slow. Don't pour it all in at once.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be thick.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna add your seasonings in that.
Oh, in there. Okay.
In the roux. And so it's, a couple of bay leaves, margarine.
Yeah,
Majoram or
Majoram.
whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
I never say it right.
I know. Oregano, sweet basil
Do
leaf.
you do the
I-
Zatarain's
I do.
or Tony?
Oh yeah, I do the dried ones. I also do the Tonys. I do the. Now this time I used just the cayenne pepper.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
So you didn't use
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
I used.
because you're watching the spice level.
Yeah, because I can't gauge all the other spices with the Tony's.
Yes.
But Tony Sachery is a local brand.
Yeah.
It's very good,
Yeah.
and as long as it doesn't matter in your house, use it.
Use it.
So you're gonna let that cook for just a few minutes, not long, but it does make a difference cooking the seasoning in that.
In there. Okay.
Right. You're gonna transfer that when it's all done to your pot where the okra is
Yeah. And the vegetables.
and the vegetables. And so put that in. You're going to then add more water. And again, telling you how much, it's how thin or thick you want it, and how much roux you made.
Yeah.
So you put that in.
Yeah.
You're going to add.
Let me
more.
ask you this: when you're putting the more water, or the chicken stock, or whatever you're going to use, or fish stock, you could use too. I suppose.
Yeah.
But you want that hot, right? You
Yeah.
at least you want it
Yes.
brought up to temperature. You don't want to put cold in there.
No, it's better if it's warm. It's a must if you're doing it with the roux.
Yeah.
If your roux over here, you want the hot.
Yeah.
Over here, it's not as critical. But when you get it all together, you're just gonna watch it, and
Yeah.
it's just got to be very low flame.
Yeah.
And just stir and it'll be fine, and talk to it.
You let it cook for how long then once it's all together?
I let it cook for about an hour.
Okay.
Then I add shrimp, and I
Crab.
wait to add my crab meat until the very last thing because it will disintegrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like today, you're bringing this up to heat, to temp.
Yeah.
On the stove. You've had it in the fridge
Yeah.
for 2 days basically. So you're bringing it up, and then we're going to add the shrimp.
Right.
And by the way, that's boiled.
No, it's not. No, it's not boiled. It's not cooked. It's raw.
It's raw. Oh,
It's
okay.
raw. It's probably because it's been in water.
Oh,
I
yeah.
put it in water,
Okay.
and so when you peel your shrimp, clean it real good under cold water.
Yeah.
Never put hot. And then you're going to put it in a baggie and put a little bit of water
I
in it.
didn't know that.
Yes.
So it doesn't dry out.
But if you're going to keep shrimp, don't keep it more than 2 days.
No, because it'll be bad.
Right. Put it in the freezer otherwise.
Yeah.
So I added about maybe half of the shrimp in just to let that seafood mingle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, so why don't we do this?
Yeah.
Let me drain, this real quick.
Yeah. What's that you just put in there?
I put just a little bit of kitchen bouquet.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
been
It's
around
like
for
a smoke. I know
years
this
and
thing
years
that
and
comes like this. That's a smoke, liquid smoke.
No.
This has been around for years.
Oh, a browning and okay,
Yeah,
that's what
it's-
they call it, seasoning sauce. Yeah, okay, I know what that
It's
is.
just to make it a little darker.
How much weight-wise was that in shrimp? Because I can see how big the pot is.
It was was it 6 or 7? It was six of the shrimp, and it was medium size.
Yeah.
You don't want too big unless you cut them in half, because then everybody can't get a bite.
Get a bite of them, yeah.
And like I said, I poured some of the crab meat in the other day. The guests are coming. Well, actually, we can put it in because they're coming in the next 35 minutes or
Oh,
so.
so then that won't disintegrate.
Right. And so you just take it, and I don't put the
juice in.
no, I don't like it that
No.
quite like that.
Yeah. Get every piece of shrimp. Of
No,
crab.
crab.
It's expensive. Don't let any stay in that.
I'm telling you.
So good when you do. What do they call it? The
Jumbo lump.
Jumbo. Yep.
Jumbo lump,
Yeah.
and that's of course the white meat
Yeah.
inside of the crab. But it's the main reason why I get it is because you don't get the shells, and when you're eating gumbo or
You
soup,
don't want it because you'll end up at the dentist.
yeah, that's true too.
See, now that's going to be good.
It'll have a richer, when it heats up, it'll have a richer, deeper, tomatoey look to it.
Oh,
Yes.
I
Than
wondered
it does
about
right
that.
now. Yeah, right now it does. It looks dark because it's so cold. Yeah.
But you're not going to be adding any more stock, any more water. It's
No,
done.
no more.
No,
more
but you're going to
that.
put the okra, or is it
The
already?
okra's
It's
already
already
in
done.
there.
She did it all.
Yeah, there's okra and everything already in there. So, but like I said, it's mainly just juggling those 2 pans
Yeah.
and making sure you have the hot water and things like that. And and that's about it.
Oh my goodness. Now you serve it, of course, over rice. You put it in a bowl. You serve it.
We put it in a nice, bowl, whatever. We do have gumbo bowls, that people like to use.
I have pasta bowls at my house.
Oh, there you go.
That would work.
Let me ask you this: what else do you typically serve it with? I mean, you piece of bread. What do y'all do?
French bread is another thing. It's again, Creole cooking is part of the French culture. It's a Cajun French mixture, along with the African American community in New Orleans. I always laugh. I said, we live together. We married. We had music before it was fashionable. New Orleans is a port city, and it's Creole French is that.
Yeah.
Wait, you asked me. Oh, what do we serve with it?
Yeah.
So the French bread is part of the French part, of course.
Yeah.
But they make a special bread. You can't really. It's hard to find anywhere like New Orleans, or I guess if you went to France. It's not a dough. It's not a sourdough. It's light and airy.
Yep.
You have to eat it that day.
Crusty.
You have to eat it that day, and it's delicious. Broiled with some butter and garlic, or any way you like it.
Do you put a little bacon grease on that?
Butter.
Butter.
Butter and bacon grease. My husband says is the duct tape of the kitchen.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. It'll fix anything. And then for dessert, do you do anything? I mean, you didn't today because we bought a cake and all that.
Well, but the cake is
that's
French.
true. That's true.
Oh, what kind of cake?
Yeah.
Yes, it's called a Dobash Cake. And it is a cake that is like 7 layers, and it's usually white. Some people do it in yellow, but it's usually white. And you can have a chocolate or lemon, or a famous tradition around here. You have it for your birthday, and you have half and half. Half chocolate, half lemon.
I get it.
And it's a special, they slice the layers. They have a special, it's not pudding, it's a special cream sauce of pudding-like in between. On the lemon side, it's lemon, of course, chocolate the other side. And then it's covered with not a ganache, but sort of like a ganache icing. It's very unusual how they make it.
Yeah.
And
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's very good.
I think I've had it before. In fact, I know I have, now that I think about it. By the way, Linda taught me how to do a pecan pie, too. Between her and my daughter-in-law, Jill, I've got the pecan pie down pretty pat.
And now you got to work on the sweet potato pie with
I
the
know
pecan topping.
With the pecan topping.
There you go.
God.
Yeah, that's a
God.
good one.
Yeah. And I'm going on a diet immediately following this filming. So anyhow, there we go. Now what I'm going to do, it's pretty much done. I'm going to show you some clips of serving it. I'm going to show you even a little bit of people enjoying it, but I'm not going to show you too many of their faces because that's not, that's not fair. But I'm going to show you some of the line and get some shots. But hey, this is Papa's Kitchen coming to you from Linda's kitchen, and it's good to be here with them.
Bye y'all.
Why we? This is why you live right here. Oh my Lord. That's a wonderful gumbo. It smells this kitchen right up. I'm going to put the link to the recipe down below this video so you can try it. I'd love to hear from you, see how it went for you. And write me if you have any problems, and I'll let her know and she can help answer. Bless you.